Here we go. Welcome. Hope another episode of Angel in the Afternoon. I'm Angel Rivera alongside Alex Knight and Miss Witchy Perfect will be on momentarily. So hope everybody had a great week. My week was long and really busy. So we got a show tonight. We got plenty to talk about. So yeah, let's just get into it because we only have 2 hours before I gotta go. So yeah. Let's see here. I guess let's see. Oh no, just do. Just hold
Oh, she's
on. Oh, she is here. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, my
I
week
didn't
was
hear.
long as well.
I didn't hear the beep that I usually get when somebody pops in, but because
Ah,
I guess I was talking loudly, and the music was on. I didn't hear it. But yeah, welcome, Miss Witchy Perfect 2. So last week I was by myself, so it's all right. We still had a great show. Talked about a lot. So let's see. So I figured.
yeah, the stuff that I need to talk about because it was starting to piss me off.
So apparently we're gonna be able to watch.
oh, Linus.
We're gonna be able to watch YouTube videos on Odyssey.
Ooh.
This is a game changer for everyone that's fed up with YouTube. Note it doesn't take away from creators' earnings on YouTube. So
And what about the people who aren't earning that wish they could?
yeah, Odyssey is claiming they have a way for you to watch your favorite YouTube creators on their way, and somehow it won't affect their funding or their ad revenue or whatever. So
I
Darn.
just wanted to say something really quickly. 2026 continues to be wild. I just read that moments ago, Snooki has been diagnosed with stage 1 cancer. So,
yeah, I saw that you posted that in some of the group
yeah,
chats. Like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Well,
Everyone's having health issues lately. It's weird.
yeah, it is
I
weird
thought,
that
honestly, I
more.
thought you were going to say Snooki's vagina. Well,
Only,
you never
only,
know. Has been
only you,
diagnosed with stage 1 cancer.
only you would think that.
No, I'm serious. That's
Well,
what I thought you were going to say.
I also came across this real quick. Arizona bill would require ID checks to use a weather
That's
app.
okay. I don't have
So,
to use a weather app then. Mm-mm.
nope, don't mean to do that. Let's see. Here we go.
That's what I
This
thought he
bill.
was going to say, Sean. I thought he was going to say Snooki's vagina. What?
Arizona require ID checks to use a weather app. The bill would require parental permission or ID to checks to open calculator app that comes with your phone. Arizona legislatures have introduced what is the most aggressive app store verification bill in the country. House Bill 2920 would require age verification not just to download apps, but for pre-installed software, the browser, the text messaging app, the search bar, the calculator, weather widget, every piece of software on a mobile device to be subject to age-gating ID checks under this proposal. It's not just social media; it's everything on a phone. Arizona wants to put under an ID.
That's okay. Apparently, I
The
don't need
bill
to use my phone.
The bill introduced January 27th is currently pending before the House Science and Technology Committee. Creates a surveillance architecture that applies to every mobile device user in the state of Arizona. App Store providers will be required to verify every account holder's age category and share that data with developers. HB 2920 divides users into four categories: children under the age of 13, teenagers 13 to 16, older teenagers 16 to 18, and adults. Every person who app in the App Store account in Arizona would be sorted to one of these buckets through what the bill calls commercially available
They don't give a fuck about
verification
your
methods.
kids. They don't give a fuck about your kids. They just want to rape them.
A phrase that declines to define with precision. The Arizona Attorney General would be tasked with creating rules to establish acceptable verification processes. For anyone under 18, the bill mandates that their account be affiliated with a parent's The App Store would then be required to obtain verifiable parental consent before allowing the minor to download an application, purchase an application, or make any in-app purchases. This consent requires extensive pre-installed app as well. First time a minor launches their browser or messenger app, the system will need to check with the parent's account before allowing access. The law does not specify how parent-child account affiliation would actually be verified. It grants app stores broad authority to determine parenthood through unspecified reasonable methods, whatever that means, but provides no regulation on how this determination occurs. So yeah, let's leave it up to the corporations. Basically, they can figure it out. So that's not much regulation. That's more like, oh yeah, we demand you do this, but we have no way to tell you how to do this. So you're on your own. Let's see.
That's okay. I don't need anything like that, and I would hand my phone back in.
The bill's reach extends beyond the initial downloads. If the developer makes what legislation calls significant change to an application, parents' accounts must provide renewed consent before a minor can access the updated version. This is so inconvenient.
They say it's for minors. It's not for minors. It's for everybody.
Like, why?
They don't give a fuck about your kids.
Yeah, let's take them at their word for a second. Why don't you let parents parent their kids? Instead, they're trying to get the government to do it for them. That's not. I
do parent my kid. He doesn't have a fucking phone, and for this reason.
A definition of significant change covers modifications to privacy policies, changes to data collection categories, alteration to age ratings, the addition of in-app purchases, and the introduction of advertisements. This means another app that adds a banner ad would require fresh parental consent. An update to a notes-taking app privacy would trigger a consent mechanism. This bill creates a system where routine software updates become opportunities for access to be blocked. Developers would be required to notify app stores of any significant change, and app stores would be required to notify parents' accounts and obtain renewed consent before providing access to the changed version. The burden falls on both parties, with civil penalties up to $75,000 per violation and a private right of action allowing parents and minors to sue for $1,000 per violation, plus punitive damages. It's like, I'm not read all that, but you get the point. You know what I mean?
This is so they can gather stuff on your kids, so they can look for them and they can rape them. Again, we protect pedophiles in this country. We do not protect children.
But Steph, remember, the Dow is over 50,000.
I don't give a fuck. They can go to hell for all I care. No, I'm saying this is the thing. They say, oh, we're going to protect your kids. No, you fucking ain't. Because you don't want my kid. You want to rape my kid. That's all. You don't give a fuck about my kid. And I'll dare you to go and try to rape him. Because I guarantee you won't get anywhere near him.
Just hire Chris Hansen. He'll take care of it.
Who the hell is Chris Hansen?
You don't know Chris Hansen?
No.
Why don't you have a seat? No. Why don't you have a seat right there, please? He's the guy that did Dateline.
You don't know Chris Hansen?
I am sitting.
No, he's the guy that did Dateline. He would sit down with child molesters and Catch a Predator.
I never watched that.
He's doing his own show.
I never watched that dumb shit.
That's right. His gimmick is like, oh, have a seat right there, please. You know what that means when that happens. So like, uh-oh. But yeah, all right. So let's go.
Yeah, that's right, Sean. And I dare them to try it. I dare them to try it.
So this is in the UK. I don't know whether this is a parody or whether this is real, but it's really what's going on in the UK is nuts. This mother calls 911 on her son because her son is a political commentator, a right-winger on the internet. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this is parody or this is real, but according to this account, it's real. So, yeah, her mom calls 911 allegedly because her son is a right political commentator.
Okay.
So, that's
My son is 22 and he's really
radicalized.
She says, my son is 22 years old and he's been really radicalized. So if you didn't hear it. Yeah.
Did he come at you with a knife or a gun?
I'm not harming myself.
If he's crying.
I'm a political commentator.
Stay tall.
Really right wing. He's posting
Oh my
stuff online
God.
and he's shouting at us. Using to come at us.
This is so dramatic.
I'm so sorry.
I gotta say something though.
Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, why are you still in your mom's house and you're 22? Move your bum ass out of your mom's house. No, this is really quite disturbing to see this.
It is.
I would never
if
do
it's
this
real,
to my son.
yeah.
I don't care how old he is. I would never do this to my son.
Yeah, her mom called 911, her son allegedly, because he's a right-wing political commentator on the internet, and he's been radicalized. It's like, what are you talking about, Mom?
I'm
lost
sure,
your mind?
like maybe the police were looking at each other like, like that.
What? Why are you calling us? I mean, that sounds like a you problem.
Oh, you mean he's not a minor? We can't fuck him? Oh, shit. That's what they're thinking.
That sounds like a you problem. Isn't not a police matter. Your son's right wing.
Yeah,
You know?
kick him out of your house then. I mean, you are his mom. Kick him out of it. Yeah, kick him out of the house. He's 22. Shouldn't he be on his own? When he's a lazy bum commentator, that's a you problem.
So his father comes up and starts shoving him and stuff and cussing him out. So.
Oh my God!
No. What is wrong with you? Why are you assaulting me? Why are you assaulting me? You assaulting me?
Shut the fuck up, you parasite.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
have brought you up for fucking 20 years.
Let me leave.
What the fuck have you become?
Let me leave.
What have you become?
Let me
I want you to
walk-
leave. Jesus Christ, for an
Then
absolute
let me walk
fucking
out that
month.
door. Let me walk
What
out that door.
have you-
Let me walk out that door.
What
Let
have
me
you become?
walk out that door.
Answer my question.
Nothing. I just want to preserve this nation. Do you not understand?
You will not win this war.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
I'm leaving this house. Right
I
now.
want you to leave. I don't want you to come
I'm
back.
leaving right now.
I want you to go right now.
I'm leaving
Go.
right now.
Go.
Oh my God,
I'm
now
leaving.
he's filming us.
No, I'm leaving.
Oh my God, now he's filming us. He's not holding a gun. He's not holding a
You're off to
knife.
jail tonight, by the way. You just assaulted me.
I think you should call the
I
cops
want
on
to leave.
them.
I want nothing to do with you.
Well, there you go. That's what's going on in the UK.
Again, I don't care if my son is a Nazi. I will not alienate him.
As Jimmy Dore would say, if I could write this funny, I'd be hilarious.
Exactly. I mean, what the fuck is that? Do you not want to see your grandkids? Because that's a surefire way to alienate your son.
Right.
I don't care if he's right wing or left wing. I want my son to know that I'm with him through thick and thin. That is my son. I gave birth to him. I wouldn't. No.
It's just like, he's a right winger memes, that we see all the time.
Yeah, like they call 911 on his son because he's right wing commentator. I'm like, but that's
so
not
if he was a left wing commentator, you'd be okay with that?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That sounds like something that you need to figure out. Why are you calling us for? I mean, I don't know.
Unless they want the cops to come and kill him like they do in America.
I don't know. Yeah, at the UK, I've watched enough like UK shows to know that cops are kind of a pushover in the UK. So it's a total opposite here in the. Yeah, but it's total opposite in America, where cops will just shoot you for any reason. The UK, they
don't care if you have a psychotic episode. You need a mental institution, but you get shot by a cop instead. That's not. If any cop tried to do that with my son, I'd beat the shit out of him. Well, first of all, I wouldn't call the cops on my son anyway.
Yeah,
because that's just rubbish.
So
that's just British.
This is who I like to call the last real president of the United States, JFK. He's the 1962. He talks about how the most unfortunate thing in his opinion was a fat child or fat children. So he's fat shaming children, ladies and gentlemen. How dare he, right? But let's. I know how left wingers are.
As Scott Steiner would say, he's fat.
He's fat.
Well, I mean, to be honest, if I could just add one more thing here, I think they literally there's many reasons why they got rid of JFK. Okay, the main reason I think that they got rid of him is because yes, he was anti-war. He did not want to go into Vietnam, but one of the biggest things I think that JFK, a second big reason, which is close to the first, is he was talking about healthcare for all in 1962. He did a
no!
yes,
Yeah.
and again, he didn't want to go to war with Vietnam, and then a very close second is that he was talking about healthcare for all in 1962, because he said in that speech, my secretary has healthcare and she doesn't have to pay for it. So why don't we extend that to everyone else? Why can't everyone else have that kind of healthcare? And that's why they shot him. Well, that's one of the
now we know
there's a
why
debate.
Why
a close
Jesse
second
Ventura,
was that.
We
why
can
he
do
served,
an
because he didn't want to get killed.
Yeah, we can do an entire episode on why we think what ultimately led to Kennedy's assassination, whether it was the Vietnam War, whether it was whether it was
there were many things, like I said.
him wanting to get away from Zionist Israel, which is another thing. He was against Zionism.
Oh yeah.
So
Another close third.
So we can have an entire episode to debate what ultimately led to Kennedy's assassination, but there was maybe a combination of all those things we just said. So
there's nothing, I think, more unfortunate than to have soft, chubby, fat-looking children who go to watch their school play basketball every Saturday and regard that as their week's exercise. I hope that all of you will join, and everybody in the United States, to make sure that our children participate fully in a vigorous and adventurous life which is possible for them in this very rich country of ours.
There you go.
No offense, but that seemed like AI. You sure that's not AI?
I don't know, but
I don't remember Kennedy ever talking about.
Well, let's go to that comment. Hey, Grok, is that legit?
Why would you ask AI if AI is real?
Grok claims this legitimate clip from JFK's remarks of physical fitness on March 30th, 1962 at the White House. He was promoting youth health and exercise. The source is JFK Library Archives.
Oh, so Sean, don't do that. Sean, don't do that.
Oh, God.
Don't do that. Boy. Yeah, I don't know. I'd hate to think that he was in the Epstein files.
Let's see. So, yeah, we can, like I said, we can do an entire episode debating what ultimately led to Kennedy's assassination. I mean, I saw, what was it? It was some allegation that his death ultimately had to do with his affair with Marilyn Monroe, and somehow that led to his assassination. I'm like, that'd be the last thing I think Washington.
No, that would be that would be the least reason to kill him, because they killed her first. Yeah, and a lot of people think that Kennedy had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I did
Bobby,
hear that too.
Like him and Bobby had there was a conspiracy to kill her because she, I guess, I don't know if she knew too much or I'm not really sure, but I don't believe Marilyn Monroe killed herself. But I don't know. I can't get to that point of Bobby and John having something to do with it because, I mean, they ended up gone too. So, I mean, if they were around saying, oh, yeah, we got that bitch, I don't know. I just can't see them being a part of it. You know what I mean? I think she was a side piece, and I think they killed her because she knew too much. But I don't think they had anything to do with it. I think the government, probably the CIA, FBI.
Monroe, Monroe ended up sleeping with both Kennedys, not one but two, the president and the attorney general at the time. So it was like, who got jealous of who and who killed her because of that? We'll never know at this point. Everybody's dead, so the only people who know, and they're in their graves now. So, anyways, This is the modern college student, and I thought this was pretty funny because I was in college and I didn't have AI do everything for me. So this is what a lot of college students do now with their research.
I did see this, and I was just like, "Damn, where the fuck was that when we were around? When we were in college? What the fuck?"
Yeah, this is like a parody, but still, this is what a lot of college students are doing these days. So they're using AI to write their research paper, and then they put it through another AI to make it sound more human, and then they send it to the professor that way, like a day before. It's like,
But I mean, I'm
like,
sure
come on.
that professors know that they're doing this shit.
They have to. I mean, there's
I mean,
no
for
way.
fuck's sake, I just bought my son, and I'm not kidding. I'm doing it the old fucking fashioned way, I guess. I just bought my son. Well, I bought him some cursive, so I'm teaching my son how to do cursive in a book. He writes it down in a book, not fucking AI. Okay, it's not like he has classes online that he has to do. No, fuck that. I'm going to do it in a workbook. I want to see the work. I just bought him an advanced cursive because he's almost done with his cursive. So I'm saying that, we did it. I'm doing it the old fashioned way. How comes like kids today, they're just like, well, I'll just do this, and stop being fucking lazy. Where the fuck was that when we were kids? Of course, older generations had to do a typewriter, but I digress.
Yeah, so
I'd rather do it on a fucking typewriter.
This is what they do now. So, write me an essay. Done after 20 minutes. Jesus Christ. And I put the laziness of the modern college student. When I was in school 15 years ago, I had to fully write out essays and research papers and put my sources in APA format. I didn't have AI
and
do it for me.
It had to be single spaced, and it had to be 12 points, right? But you had to do the fucking research, and you had to do all the stuff.
At the time, they had us do it in Times New Roman format, font, and it had to be.
It couldn't be in like wingdings.
Yeah.
There's no way to fucking read it though.
As Misty Winston would say, we're so fucked.
I mean, this is just lazy. So they can get out of doing stuff. Just do the fucking paper. I mean, should we go back to writing them out where you have to actually write them on paper? And kids in college would be like, what is this? I mean, that's why my son does not have a phone. I'm not going to get him one till he's at least 12, 13. Because I didn't have a phone till I was 14, and that was only to contact my mom to let her know if my softball games were away or home.
Yeah, I didn't get a phone.
About this? Like, what are we doing?
I didn't get a phone until I was 16 or 17, something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was pretty funny. So,
wait,
President Trump on Thursday.
We can listen to the audio version.
You want to listen to the AI? I don't know.
The whole bullshit about this alien shit. We all know aliens exist, or I think it's all.
Trump accuses.
I don't really believe in aliens. I think it's all just military, but I have seen a UFO. But I didn't immediately think aliens. But anyway, if aliens are real, if they are real, this is just a fucking distraction from the fact that he's on the Epstein files.
I mean, I'm not saying it was aliens.
And then he eats babies!
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Aliens.
Right? No, this is a fucking distraction from the fact that he eats babies.
The president on Thursday accused former President Obama of revealing classified information with leaking. Oh, no, it's fine. This is quick. Weighing in on whether extraterrestrial life existed, Barack Obama said aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence non-human visited on Earth? Fox News' Peter Doocy asked Trump. Well, he gave classified information. You're not supposed to be doing that, Trump responded. So aliens are real? I don't know if they're real or not, but I can tell you gave classified information. So you're admitting they're real. Like, you're dumbass.
Oh, who cares?
Blah, 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 blah. Trump went on.
Obama ate chocolate.
Trump went on to note that he does not have an opinion whether aliens are real or not. Blah, blah, blah. The question came in wake. Obama was questioned about aliens were real, published on Saturday in the No Lie podcast. Blah, blah, blah. was trying to stick with the spirit of the speed round, but since it's going to let me clarify, statistically, the universe is so vast that the odds are good at their life out there. Obama said, blah, blah, blah. Obama accidentally said something he shouldn't have. Trump is freaking out. Obama's backpedaling. That's the story.
Even when Obama said aliens are real or whatever classified documents that he supposedly spilled to the public,
And then
I don't remember such things, but okay.
And then next thing you know, Gunther Eagleman, Eric Doherty, and Benny Johnson are going to say, "Boom! Trump roasted Obama with the aliens quote." I'm like,
it's all a fucking distraction. It was a distraction then. It was a distraction now.
Yeah. So that's all that is to me. That's basically what happened there. So yeah. So I do want to get Witchy's.
He eats a banana with a spoon. So in case you didn't know.
I do want to get Witchy's thoughts on the Discord thing because she did comment a little bit last week, but she wasn't able to come on. So then we're gonna get to that Mint Press article, continuing that article after the children that were assaulted in Fort Bragg. So we're gonna get back to that too. But I want to get your thoughts on the Discord thing first.
So the Discord, and they are basically telling you need to be 18 or older to use Discord. Go fuck yourself. I don't have to prove I am who I am to Discord or anybody fucking else. And if the X starts doing this shit, guess what? I guess I'll just be telling everybody on this show about my shows. So please go watch Nobody Beats Mr. Perfect, or Nobody Beats Kurt Hennig. Nobody. Again, I have the episode with Angel on it. So go see it. It's on YouTube. It's on Rumble. The episode with Angel, guys. Episode with Angel. Okay. And I pose a good question to him because you're like, I didn't even think of that. We were talking about, I think it was the Ted DiBiase Jr. thing. So anyway, This is not that show. That's tomorrow. Anyway, first of all, this is just leading us to the inevitable, which is going to be digital ID. They're doing it in Arizona. We just did a story on Arizona where you have to be 18, to get to apps and stuff. Well, then guess what? I guess I don't need a fucking phone because I ain't telling nobody how old I am or how old I'm going to be on April 20th. All right? Go fuck yourself. Second of all, my son don't have a phone, and that's by design because I don't think 9-year-olds should have fucking phones. And if you have a 9-year-old and they have a phone, you're a fucking idiot. Because they're not after this. Again, this is the slippery slope that Snow was talking about. In fact, I think Snow Imbo talked about this. This is the slippery slope to digital ID where they want all the information on you, your kids, your husband, your wife, whatever. They want all that information on you so that they have everything about you since they started the internet, I guess. They have every website you've ever been to. They know what apps you do on your phone, and they can deny you shit if you don't do this digital ID bullshit. Again, I have a birth certificate. If you don't fucking like that, I don't give a fuck. It's a paper birth certificate that was given to my mom and dad in 1986. If you don't like that, go suck a dick. I really don't give a fuck. And I'm not going to tell you how old I am because I don't have to prove how old I am.
No, that's pretty much what. So, Cord Lord said I hadn't had to verify my age yet on Discord. I think technically it starts next month, so that's why no one really bothered you about that yet. But here's the thing: allegedly, they're going to only do that with kid accounts. I'm not sure where Witchy went. Oh, she's okay. That you disappeared for a second there. So I don't know. Allegedly, not everybody's getting that notification. Only people get that notification if they are obviously under 18, according to them. Like if you're on kids servers and stuff like that. Allegedly, I mean that's good. If that's even true, that'll change eventually to everybody. Because,
again,
like I said,
slippery slope, and now we're all on it.
Yeah. So if you get that notification, well, you're either gonna have to comply or get off of Discord. So,
by the way, how many likes are we at right now?
I mean, I don't know. Oh wow! I mean, before the show somehow had 12 likes before I started. Now it's 25. So.
That's a really blurry picture.
What is it? We gotta get the 40 likes. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is 40. 40 or 50. I can't remember. 40, I think.
40.
That's a really blurry picture. Oops.
Yeah, so
I thought I was on mute. Sorry.
no, you weren't on mute. So
Looking at a picture, a really blurry picture. Let's see. This is a feud between Kurt Hennig and Mr. Magnificent Kevin Kelly.
yeah.
No, Kevin Kelly.
Kurt says, I never give my social media access to my kids who are run by pedos, let alone on the internet.
Exactly. That's
keep 'em off the internet.
That's what I'm saying, Kurt. I'm saying that and Kurt Boss, the boss of bosses. Anyway, sorry. Get there, Kate. No, I agree with you. They just want information on your kid. So if you say, okay, well, my kid can watch this because, I give them permission to do so. So now they know, well, you got a kid, probably how old they are, what they like to watch. So that, again, so they can be fucking pedophiles.
First of all,
they don't give a fuck about your kids.
Couple things, Sean. First, I don't think it was at 45. I think it was higher than that. And two, no, I did not say that. Steph did. Steph
what?
said that.
What did I say?
What
45 likes.
Oh, I said 40. Actually.
At 45 likes, didn't Alex say?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, come on, little brother.
Right.
Do you even have like a hairy chest?
Hey,
or is that bare skinned?
The only way I'm going to do that is if I, lose some weight, and then maybe I'll do it.
Lose some weight. Where? In your little pinky? Don't even start.
This is a continuation of last week where we talked about this mass rape, child rape in Fort Bragg and in Afghanistan. So, by the way, trigger warning, this is a very disturbing story. I kind of covered it last week. I wanted to continue it because...
Trigger warning, I'm going to yell and scream, okay?
Richie's here. By the way, before we do that, lower your volumes in your headphones.
Yeah, lower your volumes when I start talking.
So I'm just letting you know now. So this is... This part of the article is called Laughing Off Sexual Assaults, or Child Sexual Assault in particular. A sprawling city based on the outskirts of Fayetteville, North Carolina, Fort Bragg is home to some 50,000 military personnel, making it one of the largest military installations anywhere in the world. It is home to many of the U.S. most nations, including JSOC, Delta Force, the 3rd Special Forces Group, and the 82nd Airborne Division, which are the most elite parts of the military. So they're all there in Fort Bragg. Also lies minutes away from I-95, the primary north and south interstate route between the American and eastern seaboard. I-95 stretches from Miami in the south to Canada-Maine border, making it a crucial transport highway. Fayetteville is near its halfway mark. It's a natural point, almost like it's on the Silk Road in ancient times. It is a matter of fact that throughout Carolina, along the 95 corridor, there are vast amounts of sex trafficking and human trafficking in these areas. It is because the accessible route from border to border that these things are trafficked and smuggled. Anthony Aguilar is a former United States Army Lieutenant Colonel Special Forces Green Beret and a former battalion brag. In 2025, became a whistleblower revealing serious misconduct about the U.S. and Israeli-backed operation in Gaza. So this guy is revealing everything. He was ex-Forces, ex-Delta Force. He's the real deal, basically. And he's like, I've seen a lot of talk about it now, which is brave of him, by the way, because he's risking his life right now. Let's see. You want to go ahead, Witchy, or something before I continue? I know you got something to say. So.
I have a lot to say. Okay. So let's start with the fact that we got pedophiles all over the place. And did you guys see those memes where I think it was Pam Bondi was saying, well, we can't arrest everybody or our whole system will go under. I don't give a fuck. You ain't coming after my kid, you stupid motherfucker. Try to come after my kid. I'll make you eat your breast, you stupid bitch.
He alleged that other command brag were well aware of the epidemic of child sex crimes, but laughed about it or brushed it off, stating military leadership at the highest ranks are aware of what happened and they chose to cover it up, not ignore it. They don't ignore it. They acknowledge it. They choose to cover it. Nobody wants to look like their unit is a bad, undisciplined unit. Nobody wants to look like troublemaker. Aguilar, yeah,
Yeah, there's
Aguilar,
some dead motherfuckers.
yeah, the commanding officers knew about it, but did nothing about it.
It's
They didn't
just
want
like
to look
rape.
bad.
This is
So,
why I didn't want anything to do with the military. Again, they're covering up raping of women. So what makes you think that they wouldn't do this for
it's
kids?
women. It's women. I think I brought it up on the show before, but
Look at what happened to Ashley.
in the military,
what's her face?
Mazzaro, you talking
Mazzaro,
about?
yeah, Ashley Mazzaro.
A former wrestler, yeah, where she's in the Epstein files somehow. Yeah, so she's connected to that.
Wait. Ashley? She was in the Epstein files?
She was trafficked, I was told.
She's was trafficked.
She's not a pedophile. She was trafficked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, what the fuck?
I know. I was like, what?
No, she was trafficked allegedly by Epstein. She's in the files that way.
Yeah, she's in the files that way. Because I had sort of the same reaction, little brother. I'm like, wait, go backwards. What? Didn't she say she was kind of molested by a guy in the army?
So she had a story, and she told this story years after it happened. This is why she left the WWE. She had a story that allegedly WWE liked to do the tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. The military
John Cena was known for those.
And she ended up getting sick, so they took her to a military installation basically to get checked out. They left her alone with a male doctor and a female nurse or something, and they drugged her allegedly, and they assaulted her, both of them, and basically left her there. And she was aware and awake the entire time. They gave her a paralytic agent basically, and they assaulted her.
Yeah,
both of them.
Is that why?
So
yeah,
she told
that's disgusting.
Yeah, she told Vince about it, and Vince like, no, you can't talk about this, pal. I mean, you're gonna get us in trouble, So let's leave it alone, They didn't offer any therapy, any money. Just left her with her trauma. What?
When was her death again?
No, 2010.
I think she ended her life.
No, she died.
I don't remember. I thought
I can look it up.
Yeah, giggle it. As my dad says, giggle it.
2019.
Yeah.
2019 she passed. So,
oh boy, I'm gonna be 40 in April. But
Aguilar shared with Mint Press an example from when he commanded 18th Airborne Corps of Fort Bragg. A warrant officer was accused multiple times of abusing his stepdaughter, a minor, and producing pornography at these events. He decided not to do anything about it, but simply transfer him to Aguilar's unit. Yeah. By the way, I keep covering this. We're probably gonna end our monetization, but whatever, because our channel was remonetized.
Only if you say death to all pedophiles. I say we get the guillotines.
We at INN.
That'll cure your pedophilia for you.
About monetization, but we have it but we don't really care about it.
Speaking of,
for now,
how about Michael Tracy?
What, is he a pedophile? Probably.
Well, you haven't been following his tweets and his footage.
He became pretty famous for defending Epstein. I haven't really watched much of his stuff.
Oh, right. He said that Epstein was not a pedophile. Okay, motherfucker. Yeah. Then show me why Virginia Dufresne is her name. I've been reading her book. Oh my God, is it sad? I feel really bad for her. Like, she literally has been abused all her life. Dude, I think I would just do away with myself too if I put up with as much as she did.
So did Ashley Mazzaro. A lot of these women that were connected to Epstein were just horribly assaulted
by her own father and her father's friend. Like, all of her life, she has been sexually molested.
He came to ours. He came to our unit. He did it again. My position on it was court-martial, grand jury hearing, criminal case, criminal prosecution before military judge, he said. However, he was unable to carry this out as a 3-star general circumvented my authority to charge him and took that court to his level and then recanted those charges and simply offered him a deal. Get out of the army. We don't charge you criminally. The warrant officer took the deal and was discharged. Faced no criminal charges. Clearly disturbed by the event.
So he can do it again.
Aguilar noted. Yeah, so apparently, according to this guy Aguilar, he wanted to charge him, put him in the brig, put him in prison. But a 3-star general overruled him and based him to retire from the military. With no
I would
charges.
put him under the brig.
Yeah, so this guy Aguilar was sick of it. Eventually resigned from the military. Now he's talking, but that's why this continues to happen. This is part of the culture. This is why these things continue to grow, because commanders at the highest level continue. They lie about it and they do not hold those who do it accountable in fear that it makes them look bad as a commander. So
now wait
really
a minute. I was a
themselves.
Disney kid and Nickelodeon, and nothing happened to me. Of course, I don't want to talk about that, but anyway.
Well, I assume he's referring to all the kids that were Nickelodeon who were assaulted.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that happened too.
You know, actually, I have something to say about that, and I hope I'm not I'm not dating myself, but literally, I loved on Nickelodeon. I watched it all the time. And I wanted to go to California and do the game because I'm sitting there screaming at, "You're going the wrong way!" Legends of the Hidden Temple. Did anybody watch this show besides me?
I did.
Legends of the Hidden Temple and Global Guts. I wanted to go out to California and do those games. My mom wouldn't take me. Maybe that's a good thing because I probably would have been SA'd.
Yeah. Well, there was a producer or executive work at Nickelodeon who was doing all the assaulting, which is why a lot of them ended up having screwed up lives. Look at Amanda Bynes. She's completely destroyed. I mean, she barely has a life now. She's like 40. She's our age, but she looks like she's 60. I mean, she's in bad, terrible shape. And that's because she was assaulted while she worked at Nickelodeon for years. So that messed up her mind. I can name others at Nickelodeon, but I don't remember their names right now.
I'm kind of glad I didn't go out to California, but I mean, I love that show so much. I wanted to be a part of it, but I would always scream at that show, "You're going the wrong way! Go the other way, stupid!" I was like, I could do better.
But it reminds me, Angel, you may have seen it, but it reminds me that this British female, I don't remember who it was, but she was in an interview on a British show or whatever. She admitted she was part of the Epstein files and said, if you weren't part of the Epstein files, you're a loser. Right? That's what she said.
Yeah. She was right. She was Prince Andrew's girlfriend, I believe, at the time. Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, I happened to see a clip of her on Piers Morgan's show, and Piers Morgan just called her, basically said she's a piece of shit, and then basically kicked her off the show. So like,
I mean, she technically is, because you're literally saying, well, it's okay for adults to rape children.
Yeah, but ironically, Piers Morgan is also in the Epstein files. So,
oh, trust me, everybody in Washington and everybody in Hollywood is in those files. Trust me, and they're eating babies.
Look, I get all about the Epstein stuff, but do you support Hamas?
They did arrest Andrew, but did they really arrest him because he's a pedophile, or didn't he do other criminal stuff?
Well, wasn't he just released afterwards?
I don't know.
I think
he did. Didn't he do something like illegal? I mean, other than the pedophilia, but like they didn't arrest him for the pedophilia.
I don't know why he was in jail initially. I know that they forced him to abdicate his throne, or at least abdicate being a prince.
Oh yeah, and he gets to be in a fucking mansion the rest of his life.
Do we know if Vince McMahon was in the Epstein files too?
Would anyone be surprised? And would anyone here be surprised if Vince McMahon was in those Epstein files and actually was a pedophile?
Oh, anybody? Talking about him real quick. I mean, they finally released the body cam footage where, remember when Vince had that car crash recently?
Yeah.
They released the dash cam footage today, so I will probably play tomorrow's show. But, they released the body.
Because Jim Cornette talked about this. He said, he got stopped. He was in the back seat with Vince, and he said the cop came up and said, "You realize how fast you're going?" Yeah, blah blah blah. Give me the ticket, is what Vince said. Then he gave him the ticket, and he just threw it, I guess, in the glove compartment, and just drove the fuck off and peeled off. And the cops just standing there like, "What the fuck?"
Did Vince tell him, "You're fired"?
I don't know what he told him.
I remember that story. I think
Jim
the
Cornette
way-
just talked about that.
the way I heard the story was when he got pulled over. I think JR was in the car and Jim Cornette was in the
Yeah,
back.
Jim
and,
Cornette was in the back.
And Vince was like, just follow along, pal. And he's like, oh, I'm Vince McMahon, and this is JR. We're going to Raw and the TV taping. And the cop basically gave him a ticket anyways, and he just like
Pissed
did
Vince
that.
off, and he threw it and just peeled right off. And
Yeah.
that cop just like, what the fuck?
He thought that would work. He's like, hey, look, I'm Vince McMahon alongside Jim Ross, and we're about to call Monday Night Raw tonight. Wherever
And Jim
the town
said
they
it
were
must have
at.
been a rookie cop because the cop didn't really give a fuck. He just gave him a ticket anyway and told him to slow down next time. And it's just peeled off, didn't give him a fuck.
I don't think Vince ever paid any ticket. Any
Oh my
ticket he
God.
got, and nobody went after him for it because he's fucking Vince McMahon.
He's fucking Vince McMahon. Nobody's gonna do that. But again, would anybody here? I ask again. I quit. Riddle me this, Batman. Would anyone here be surprised if Vince McMahon shows up on those Epstein files?
No.
Exactly.
No, I wouldn't be surprised, but he hasn't been found there yet. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I make the argument, I don't know when he had time to be with Epstein because all he did was did the WWF.
He didn't have to be with
WWE
Epstein. He could be in those files.
40 years.
I know,
Well,
but
yeah.
he could still be in those files. I'm sure he did eventually take a vacation.
I think who was it who said it? I think it was somebody.
Well,
who
isn't
worked for
Linda
Vince.
trying
It's
to
like,
destroy the educational system for all his pores?
well, yeah, she's doing that
Exactly.
as a
She's trying to
permanent-
close all public schools so that only the rich and famous get to go to school. Well, okay, so those are the only kids you're going to molest then? So rich kids are going to get molested? Oh, no, you'll have your sex slaves. The poor kids will be the sex slaves. I got it.
Is she the only one that Trump hired, again, for not just his first term, but second term? Is she the only one?
Linda in Trump's first term was the Small
Yeah, I know it's a
Business
different
Administration
position.
I was
Secretary.
going to say, she did everything she could to kill small
Yeah,
businesses.
and then
she did a
she's-
fucking good job of it, too.
Yeah, she's one of the few that came back for the second term of Trump. Now she's a
There
secretary.
has to be
of
someone else,
Education.
but yeah, she's one of the
Yeah,
very
she's-
few. But now she's screwing poor kids and closing all these public schools. So, well, your poor kids will just be the sex slaves, and then the rich kids will just be
Well,
the leaders.
Well, the reason why she got a bigger position was because donated a shit ton of money to Trump and bundled donations from other rich people to Trump. That's why
And
he
I
gave
think
her a
that's
better
funny
position.
that, I mean, how much did she get from Vince? Because they're still legally married, but they're physically separated.
They're still legally married, but they live separately for years now.
Yeah, and how much? She got like a couple billion from him.
She
to
needs
shut
to
the
be
fuck up.
She needs to be tombstoned again.
I mean, he basically gave her a couple of $1 billion, said, shut the fuck up and leave me alone, and I'll just do whatever I want. Okay.
That's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane.
I mean, I hate to say
But
it,
yeah,
but I
let's
mean,
get back
that's
to
a
that.
marriage in name only, you know?
Yeah, at this point, yeah. So this gets worse.
I want that.
This gets worse. Women are for children. Women are for children. Boys are for pleasure. So let's see.
What?
Many American soldiers and operators encountered a similarly widespread practice of child sexual assault in Afghanistan and found a correspondingly permissive attitude from U.S. officials and top military brass. It's called Bakabasi, a process in which men enslave adolescent boys,
Oh my God.
coercing them into cross-dressing, wearing makeup, and dancing successively, and acting like sex.
So they're gay.
Boys are generally aged between 9 and 15
Oh
years
my
old
God.
and inordinately of course, look at this, come from impoverished or vulnerable backgrounds.
Shocker.
Afghanistan.
All the poor kids
Yeah.
are fucking sex slaves. Shocker on that one.
Many grew up in orphanages and are street children and have been sold into slavery by relatives facing starvation. Others are simply abducted. Bakabazis, boy players, are typically older, wealthier, considered the ownership of one or more young boys to be a status symbol, often giving them money and expensive clothing. In Afghanistan, strictly gender-segregated society, a common saying is that women are for having children, boys are for pleasure.
Okay,
My God.
everybody turn your fucking volumes down right now because I'm about to have it. I'm going to have it out. Motherfuckers, I have a son And if you fucking come near him, I will cut your fucking dicks off and make you eat them. So fucking help me, you motherfuckers. Try it. I don't give a fuck if you're wealthy. I don't give a fuck if you're Donald Trump. I do not give a fuck if you are the king of fucking England. You come near my son with your nasty dick, and it will be cut off and fed to you. So help me.
Hey, Steph, why don't you have a
yeah,
seat,
we
Steph?
will. Yeah, we will be demonetized later today or tomorrow. So who cares? But we don't really care. But yeah, I mean, after reading that and after that, you will definitely be demonetized. The United Nations have condemned Bakabazi. It is time to openly confront this practice and put an end to it. Whoever that is,
Why
the
don't you just admit you're all gay?
General of the United
You're
Nations.
all fucking gay. You like it up the ass.
Yeah, Special Representative for
Fucking
Children
gay
in Armed
boys.
Conflict told the UN's General Assembly in 2009, laws should be passed, campaigns must be, perpetrators should be held accountable and punished. By the way, it's been 15 years. Nobody's been punished for this practice.
Like I said, the guillotines are fresh off the grill. I was gonna say the grill, but fresh off the shop. That too. I think we should grill them. I think we should cut their dicks off and grill them and then feed it to them.
Yep. Well, although it has been known for centuries, occurrences in Afghanistan exploded in the 1980s with the ascendancy of the U.S.-backed Mujahideen government, by the way, aka Al-Qaeda. It was briefly squashed into the Taliban in 1996-2001, but returned again in the 21st century under the U.S.-protected Afghan government, made up of many of the same elements who were in power 2 decades previously. So the time when this practice happens, really, when the U.S. is in charge of Afghanistan, happened in the 80s and happening again now. So again, it's the U.S. that's the issue. Let's see. How Washington participated in mass child sexual slavery. Gets even worse.
We have a lot of fucking pedophiles to guillotine. I see a lot of those where they're like, this is the cure for pedophilia, and it's a guillotine, right? I've seen another one where it's
Golden Monarch. Steph has she swore a lot too in Jimmy's show. So yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, but Steph ain't got nothing on me. Trust me, I can make it worse. I see what. Yeah, Steph did swear a lot, but then Jimmy swears a lot too. So
yeah, they.
But no, government. Kyle Kowinski swears in the cringiest way possible.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I mean, like I said, I'm the only one here, audience. I'm the only one here. 2 men who are not married and have no children. I'm the only one with a child here. So, yes, I would see. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier. I can't see these people who give their kids up. I understand you're starving, but I'd rather fucking starve to death than give my son to a sex slavery ring.
Yeah,
I would rather die myself, because that's what parents do for their kids.
That's kind of that's like really shocking to me when I've been reading this, and this is a common practice in the Middle East, especially, where they would sell their kids in order to feed their other children in the family. It's like twice the oldest, to sex slavery in exchange for being able to feed the rest of the family.
I can't do it.
That's amazing. That practice to me is something nobody should do. So
if you're a good parent and you love your kid, please don't sell them into sex slavery. I would rather die myself. Yeah. And I understand the kids have to eat. Well, my kids would eat before I did. Okay. That's how much of a good mother I am, I guess. But I'm not going to sacrifice any of my kids so that, I can eat.
Yeah. So the United States government acted to ignore the practice, an open secret in military and diplomatic circles. However, as it was withdrawing from the country, the State Department belatedly released a report admitting that for nearly 20 years occupation, there existed a, quote, a government slavery on government compounds, unquote. U.S. trained and funded authorities, it noted, quote, continued to arrest, detain, and penalize and abuse many trafficking victims, including punishing sex trafficking victims for moral crimes and sexually assaulting victims who attempted to report the trafficking crimes to law enforcement officials, unquote. NGOs who helped the children, the report noted, advised them not to go to the police as they were often the ones responsible for enslaving them in the first place. Bakabasi was, I think I'm butchering that, but whatever, primarily practiced by high status individuals put in power by U.S. forces, police, military, teachers, and government officials. Many of these people lived with their boys on U.S. compounds. That in practice, the U.S. taxpayer was subsidizing the widespread rape of children. One of the many reasons that American personnel were so unpopular with the local population, and why the U.S. installed government fell with days of the 2021 military pullouts. My God.
Motherfuckers. Turn your volumes down again, because I've had it. Really? You motherfuckers lived with sex slaves. You see how it doesn't even sound right.
No, yeah, it's so out that the not only they knew, not only did they know, and I was reading somewhere, not this article, but somewhere else claimed that even some U.S. military forces kidnap children and give them to these warlords in exchange for information about Al-Qaeda. So the U.S. military actively participated in it, not just not about it, did nothing about it. They actively participated. Not every member of the U.S. military, some did. Some huge pieces of shit would do that. They are all pieces of shit, honestly. If they knew about it, nothing to stop it. They're all. I'm sorry. So I'm not accusing every single U.S. military force in Afghanistan. Yeah, I'm not accusing every U.S. military member went to Afghanistan. I'm not. I'm just saying if you knew about this and did nothing or didn't report it,
piece of trash that deserves to be under 6 feet under.
Yeah. I'm not accusing, because I know people went to Afghanistan, great people, and they were propagandized.
Kit was one of them, and luckily he came home.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not accusing everybody of knowing about this practice, but yeah, there's definitely people that I know.
I wanted to say that thank you, Kit, for your service. I wish there was more I could do for Kit. Unfortunately, Kit's so proud, though. I mean, I don't think he would accept help. But I mean, I'm always here to talk to him if he ever wants to talk. I know he doesn't. I don't see that he has post-traumatic stress, so PTS. I don't think he has that.
That's post-traumatic stress. PSTD or something?
Something like that, stress. Yeah. They used to call it shell shock back in the older days. So shell shock. I don't think Kit has that.
Stress and disorder.
That's thank the goddess he doesn't. He came back it's a pretty normal guy.
Yeah, I remember it's PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I just remembered it. But so this gets worse. So one example of levels of depravity of the U.S. allies come from Jordan Terrell, a former Fort Bragg paratrooper with the 82nd. At a forward operating base, Shank in Logar province in 2014, Terrell recalls seeing a group of young Bakas running around the base. One, he noticed had something hanging out of his butt. At first, he later realized what he saw: the child's prolapsed anus from being repeatedly sodomized. Dudes were exposed to so much of that stuff, he said. The Afghan National Army, the Afghan police, the contractors who cooked our food, those guys raped children. He saw one boy who was assaulted so much that his anus was hanging out, because that's how often sodomized. I mean, that blew my mind when I read that initially. It's like, my God. I mean, this is what the U.S. military actively condoned and even participated in at times.
That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. These people literally should have their dicks cut off and fed to them.
Yeah. Officially, Washington saw nothing. On 5,753 occasions between 2010 and 2016, the U.S. military was asked to review Afghanistan unit to see whether there was gross human rights abuses noted. American law requires military aid to be cut off from any offending unit. On 0 occasions did they report any abuses. By the way, 2010, 2016, Obama was president. So with the liberals, you can't blame Trump for this. You can't. I mean, Trump won in 2016, but he wasn't president in 2017. So
remember, he tortured.
Yeah, we tortured some folks. Well, I'm gonna be torturing you.
Yet Bakabazi was so widespread that virtual personnel had heard about it. Aguilar stated that soldiers were relieved to make it to Friday every week, joking that it's man boy love Friday, so we are not going to get attacked very much today because they're all having sex with their young boy concubines.
Oh, that makes me
To even
sick.
joke about that, you know,
I feel like I'm
it's
gonna
fucked
throw
up,
up
you
right
know?
now.
Yeah.
It's just like what the IDF has been doing, as well. You know.
Yeah. It's very similar to what the IDF does. And we'll get to the IDF in a second here. I got them and Apple, to talk about. The practice was open as widespread. In 2016, an Afghan police commander invited a Washington Post journalist to his office for tea, where he gleefully showed off what he called his quote unquote beautiful boy slave. The Afghan police were just one of the myriad of organizations that sponsored during his 20-year, $2 trillion occupation.
Yeah, I seriously want to go throw up right now.
I don't know how much more of this I want to read, but this is very disturbing.
Yeah, maybe we should move on to something
Let's take a
else.
break from this. But if I keep reading, it gets even worse. But yeah, you guys get the point. Kurt Ball says heroin suddenly imported drug gets into Afghanistan. Yeah, I mean, in fact, our U.S. military troops would guard poppy fields in Afghanistan. Guard them, not destroy them. Guard them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't destroy this shit. This is ours. What do you need poppy for? Oh, that's right. You want to make heroin. You want to be major drug
so
users.
that you
That's
overdose because they don't give a fuck about you. They want you to die.
You would assume that they would destroy the poppy fields to stop,
if they really cared about poor people. But then it's the poor people taking the drugs. So they're like, well, the poor person killed himself. So I'm sorry. This is literally just making me want to. It's like when I was listeing to Virginia Dufresne's book. I mean, she said her father would do oral on her, and then he would do stick his in her. I'm like, oh my god, shut up, ew. Like, I love my dad, but not that fucking much. And I know she couldn't say anything. Like, her mom was actually jealous of her, saying, "You're gonna take my husband away, bitch. You should be telling your husband to stop putting his dick in me." What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, that I was getting sickened too, which is why, and you were too. That okay, let's not continue. It goes on. I mean, it's a really long expose of how depraved the U.S. military was and still is, honestly, because
some of the military was also raping boys, isn't that right?
Yeah,
that they were participating. Some were participating in that.
Yeah, earlier last week when I started that article, there were like 4 or 5 guys at Fort Bragg that were all arrested and sentenced to decades in prison for their assaults on children.
So they can do it again.
It's an epidemic in the U.S. military and in Afghanistan too. Hell, I think when we owned Okinawa Island in Japan, epidemic of U.S. military soldiers raping women, at least women, and they were getting away with it because the U.S. controlled Okinawa until very recently. They finally gave it back to the Japanese, but the base is still there. So it's kind of like we still control it, but officially gave it back to the Japanese. So,
and they were having babies over there, and then they, the women would be shunned away as soon as you got pregnant.
I think either I read an article or a documentary on it.
They would try to kill the kid, or they'd get an abortion or something.
There was a ton of kids that are obviously American, but they're Japanese because they born in Japan. But if you even looked American in Okinawa, you were as a kid, you were in trouble in school.
By the way, how many likes are we at right now?
I think I saw 29 last time I looked. So yeah, 20. So let's go over 40. This. No, not yet.
I think someone wants to see Mrs. Witchy topless.
Let's go over this. Apple just bought a sinister pre-speech tech company that implicated in genocide. So, let's see. Tech giant Apple has quietly paid nearly $2 billion free speech tech company whose employees helped Israel genocide in Gaza. And Apple has paid this money, the second biggest deal in its history, for a company that doesn't have a product, doesn't have any revenues, and whose website is single page containing 15 words. So this company doesn't have a website, doesn't have a product. They don't even have a prototype of said product. They don't have any revenue. So why they pay $2 billion for this company? I mean, that's so. Let's see. Get rid of that. The company Q.ai is developing sensors which maps the imperceptible movements of the human face to determine the words someone is thinking before they're spoken. They call it silent speech or pre-speech. This sounds
That's
like
not creepy.
this sounds like Minority Report with precognition. If you've seen that movie,
No.
and it's exactly. You never seen Minority Report?
I saw it
With that gay guy?
No,
No, you're not.
No,
You're
with
talking
Tom
about a
Cruise.
movie, right?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
No, I
The
never
movie
saw
with
that.
Tom Cruise.
Not much for Tom Cruise. Sorry.
I saw it a long time ago.
No.
Yeah, I haven't seen. It's been years since I've seen it too, but I saw it, so that's
The
why I
only
know
two
about it.
Tom Cruise movies I liked was Interview with a Vampire and Cocktail.
Now, that was a good one too. Interview with a Vampire. Q.ai was founded by Avad Maziels, Avi Brodeya, and Jotian Rexler, all of
Probably,
whom
who was that guy? Andrew Wexler? Isn't he on the Epstein files?
I think so. Yeah, all of
Something,
them who
something Wexler.
Yeah. All of them whom honed their skills by knowledge of apartheid on Palestinians. Maziels is the former commander of Unit 81, the IDF division which builds Israel's offensive cyber weapons. Barlia, according to his LinkedIn, was an intelligence officer with the Israeli Air Force, while Rexler was a former Unit 8200 agent. So all of these guys who founded this company were all IDF, and they were all very evil and very involved in the genocide. So, by the way, all three of these guys now officially work for Apple once the purchase goes. So, Apple is just hiring guys who participated in genocide.
No wonder I don't like
Let's
Apple
see.
products.
In a blog posting the deal, Tom Hume, an executive at Google Ventures, one of the companies, revealed that 30% of Q.ai's more than 100 staff were called up to participate in the genocide of Gaza. The admission means that dozens of people implicated in genocidal acts who served under the political command of Yoav Gallant, an ICC indicted war criminal, are now Apple employees.
Yeah, that's why I really hate Apple.
It should be a huge scandal. The biggest company in the U.S., one of the world's most recognizable names, has folded into its staff dozens of people who served in the military during the period it committed genocide, according to all of the world's most acclaimed rights experts. But every single mainstream article covered the deal from the Financial Times ignored this fact. Of course they did, because
Of course they did, because again, this is like the Rockefellers. They had people who wrote glowing things about them in the media, because when you're that fucking wealthy, you can have people write glowing shit about you. And literally,
Yeah.
you know, everybody fell for it. Oh, the Rockefellers are so great. No, they're fucking evil pedophiles.
That's funny, Sean. I was just thinking, hey, Apple.
I'm just saying. I mean, I refuse to get any Apple products in my fucking house. I don't like apples. I think Macs are the devil, and I don't believe in the devil. I don't have iPhones because I think the iPhones are the devil. So
Apple has paid $2 billion for something that barely appears to exist. So Q website contained just 15 words. Let's click on that. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Here's the actual website. Magic realized in a world full of noise, we craft a new kind of quiet. That's literally it. And this is literally it.
So they want to know
like
what your
15
thoughts
words.
are, and if you think about anything bad, well, you know, shame on you. If you think about anything bad,
says-
like, you know, I like to strangle
It says
people.
founders. It says the founders here, which the names I already read. Magic realized, and now it says Apple private policy here, privacy policy. So you can tell Apple purchased this company now. That's all it is. This is the website. So let's go back to this.
That's
to
why you
find out
shouldn't
exactly
do
what the company-
anything. I mean, I'm telling you guys, don't do the facial recognition. Don't do the fingerprinting on your phones. I don't care if it's Apple or if it's Android. Don't do it. I have a code, and if they don't like the code, they can go suck a dick. I don't care. I'm not giving you my fingerprint or my face. So that you can know what I'm thinking and deny me and put me in jail for fucking shit I didn't fucking do.
Is that the first time you said it today, Steph?
What? Say what?
I think
Suck a
so.
dick.
No, I think that's like the 5th time.
To find out.
Yes, Sean, you're
exactly,
supposed to be keeping track of that, remember?
No, that's Kieran. Where is
Oh,
Kieran?
to
no, I
find
thought it
out.
was-
Anyone
I haven't
seen Kieran
seen him
lately?
today.
My apologies.
I haven't seen him in the chat yet. To find out exactly what the company does, you have to look beyond the press releases. So the patents Q.ai and its founders have filed, and those patents read like a plot line from the bleakest dystopian futures. One filing details technology capable of determining an emotional state of an individual based on facial skin micro movements. The same filing says that technology could be user based on heart rate and breathing rates. Another filing says
That's
Q.ai
what I'm saying. They
software.
have that thing where you touch it and it gives you your heart rate and stuff, and it monitors your heart. Nope, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. I told my dad, just get a pacemaker and make sure you can't upload it to the internet. Because I'm telling you, you give them that shit and they're gonna run and abuse it. They're gonna fucking abuse it, so they know they can turn that heart monitor off, and guess what? You're dead.
It's like Elon Musk and that company he started, to put implants in your brain.
So they can tell you what to do.
They put the chip in your brain. Yeah.
Hey, Steph, did your dad watch the Turning Point USA halftime show?
I don't think so. I don't think my dad watched the Super Bowl much at all.
No.
Thank the goddess for that.
Sensing silent speech. Yeah, one filing details technology capable of determining an emotional state of an individual based. I already read all that. Never mind. Q.ai's technology centers around silent speech. This is an idea that before we vocalize words and move our mouths to emit sounds, our brain has already sent signals to muscles in our face and throat, determining what we're going to say. Q.ai claims to have invented infrared sensors that can pick up these pre-speech micro movements.
And you can go fuck yourself and suck a dick because you ain't going to be moving my movements.
One filing talks about a sensing device configured to fit a year of a user. Sensing head which senses light reflected from the face and outputs a signal in response.
No,
processing circuitry processes the signal to generate a speech output.
No, go fuck yourself. I am not going to be a part of your little fucking. I'm going to turn you into a fucking robot and make you do what I want to, and have me like magically sell my kid. Sell your kid so we can fuck them. Sell your kid so we can fuck them. No, fuck you. You ain't going to make me give up my son.
So this is the best case for this technology. Tech bloggers have suggested Apple bought the company to enable non-verbal control of an iPhone and other devices via its AirPod earphones and smart glass, or an annotated diagram which include with the patent shows a person wearing the glasses and an earpiece integrated with technology.
I have a headset at work. That's good enough. And that thing, that monitors your brain waves or whatever, so your boss can look at. But why the fuck would my boss care what my fucking brain waves look like? He's got enough to do on his plate. Like run a business.
This is weird. Yeah, but this is like the best case scenario to help disabled people use their iPhones.
Okay, but I get that. Yeah, because my dad was like, well, Elon Musk is just trying to help, like put chips in the brain to make you not blind or make you not deaf. Good for you, but he's going to fucking abuse it. So he's going to put a chip in everybody's brain so he can say, give up your kid, give up your kid, give up your kid so I can fuck them. No, how about you go suck a dick because I'm going to make you eat your dick.
So Apple has a history of buying companies from these guys. In fact, indeed, Apple is no stranger to adopting technologies of Israeli apartheid, and the fact that the company is extremely familiar with Maisels himself. In 2013, Apple bought Maisels for his company, PrimeSense, the developer of 3D sensing technology. That technology went on to become the foundation of Apple's Face ID system on its newer iPhones and iPad models. So basically, you can do this, open the phone.
Don't do it.
So that's what this
technology
do it.
I've seen a lot of at my old job. I had a lot of people where they had that facial recognition. I was like, oh, please don't. Oh, my God. No, they have the facial shit on the iPhone. Oh, my God. Don't fucking do it. Because they're literally going to have your face now. And literally, if you even think something that is presumably bad, like, we all have those thoughts. What would it be like if I strangled this person because they're annoying the fuck out of me? Guess what? You're going to go to fucking jail and you haven't even done shit. Sorry, turn your volumes down.
WWE promos the way you talk.
Nonetheless,
Don't do it.
$2 billion for non-existing technology in a 3-year-old company isn't unprecedented. However, as a U.S. tech giant overpaying for an Israeli company. Now here we go. Last year, Google bought Israeli cybersecurity company Wiz for $32 billion, which at 64 times Wiz annual sales.
And they do
was
nothing.
seen
Didn't they
as
just
widely
say this other
inflated.
company that they bought does nothing? They don't have any revenue. They don't have a product.
Yeah,
they don't have.
Yeah,
They
Q.ai.
don't have dick.
They have nothing, and Apple paid $2 billion for it.
That's what I'm talking about.
At
Don't
this
do
price-
it.
But this is the real reason why they're doing this. At this price, however, Israel, state of Israel, receive a $5 billion tax windfall, and is crowned it as would help the country buy more warplanes and missiles to commit genocide. So that's the whole point of this. That's why Apple paid $2 billion for that company, because it gives Israel a shit ton of tax money, which is the whole point. But these companies want to say, "Oh no, we bought
sign language, Kurt.
We bought this company for
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just Kurt said Witchy should be at every event like the deaf translators are. You want me to do sign language? Okay, there. And this
deal for
there
deal for Q.ai, while a lot smaller, will still generate significant tax income for Israel's struggling economy. It's critical to Apple, though. That's why they're doing this. The company has a large in the country. It's second biggest outside the U.S., into which large Unit 8200 and Unit 81 graduates are funneled through. Apple CEO Tim voted Zionist and has visited Israel numerous occasions.
He's gay.
Yeah, but he's gay.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter anything. He still likes genocide, and he still sucks. Well, he sucks a dick. There you go.
Yeah, he's gay. He's a homosexual.
Well, he sucks a lot of dick then.
Apple hired a homosexual CEO. Aren't they progressive? That's really what people were saying at the time when they hired him.
Wasn't Steve Jobs like a total dickhead too?
Oh, he was a giant asshole. I don't know whether he was a Zionist or not.
I didn't say no, not a Zionist. But I mean, he did want poor kids to be, I guess, sex slaves. I don't know.
Well, there's a story
about him.
Steve Jobs a horrible human being because he had a daughter with a woman in there, and his daughter was on welfare and didn't help her, and he gave her a single dime of his money. So
right. Well, he pretty much told that woman that he got pregnant to go fuck himself. Fuck herself.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. He refused to even see his daughter until she was an adult. I mean, right before he died, they finally had some sort of relationship, but he got some sort of redemption. But I mean, I don't think he deserved
him to go
that.
Fuck himself and give me his money.
Yeah, because he was dying of pancreatic cancer, so his daughter was a better person than he was.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Let's see. He visited Israel on numerous occasions. In 2018, received an award from a Zionist lobbying group in the ADL for his efforts to censor anti-Israel speech. So Tim Cook's been censoring anti-Israel speech. Apple has made good on the last 2 years, sacking staff for expressing pro-Palestine anti-genocide views. Cook has never spoken about Gaza. So Apple's been firing employees who are pro-Palestine, basically, and anti-genocide, openly.
What was that?
The birdies are out today. Birdie.
The price for a ghost company with huge patents then looks like more about politics than it does about technology. That's not saying Q.ai's technology won't be commercialized for consumer applications. It probably will.
Why the fuck are
and
we
the tech
caring more about another country than our own country?
Yeah, that's.
But again, this is just the marrying of, so that they can get stuff like the next sentence or the next thing says a pre-crime future. So if you think, if you just think a thought, even if it's like I want to, you're talking to someone who's annoying you, I want to strangle this person. Even if you just think it, you don't even have to say it. They will immediately throw you in jail.
Yeah, that's literally the plot of Minority Report. That there was the beginning of the film. There was a guy who thought about killing his wife, and is even thinking about it. That the police came and they arrested him and they put him in prison. And he didn't
even fucking do it. Yeah, he didn't do anything.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if GTA 6 had a parody version of AI or something like that.
What is it
I
with
would
you
guess
and
so.
GTA 6?
Yeah.
I would
GTA
guess
6.
so. It's been in
no,
development for nearly 10 years now. So it's
yeah, but it's always like, well, I wonder if GTA is going to do this or GTA
Well,
is
yeah,
going to do that.
because Grand Theft Auto is a parody of today's culture. So
it's a parody of our
I
culture.
guess.
Yeah, that's
Well, and that's the funny part because innocent people will be in internment camps like they want us to all be. Descent and Bloom talked about this, where they want all the poor people. It's not just immigrants. They want all poor people in internment camps, where you will get a cot and that's all you'll get. They'll take my son and try to rape him, and then I kill them, and I'll be in jail anyway. So go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? But no, they want that. They want to put us all in internment camps because they hate us.
The first time I saw a lot of this stuff that we've been discussing is on Jesse Ventura's show, Conspiracy Theories. There's an episode of FEMA. There's an episode on vaccines. That was 15 years ago.
Yes.
Episode on vaccines, and I'm like,
Yep.
everything they covered on that show ended up coming true pretty much 15 years later.
Yep.
So I'm like, my God. So a pre-crime future. A few days after the Q.ai deal, the technology of Israel's Director of Defense Research and Development, the country's equivalent to U.S.'s DARPA program, gave her first ever interview to Israeli media. In the interview, she referenced Q.ai, said the Israeli military is working on similar technology. The U.S. has a DARPA project known as Silent Talk, which is also working to develop free-speech sensing and non-verbal control technologies. Once the technology
is that
developed
second channel?
Ding, ding, ding! Warning, warning, warning!
One develop and pre-speech establishes a legitimate biological human function. How far behind will pre-crime be? That's a good question. It's just scary here. Israel under the guise of anti-Semitism, one can easily imagine a future of pre-speech sensing technology being rolled out to identify would-be critics of Israel or Europe or imperialism in general. You can imagine it now. Based on our silent speech detector, we determine you are going to say something hateful, anti-Semitic, or anti-American. Therefore, you're under arrest. Yeah, I can see you.
Okay,
Free speech is not. Well, the problem is free speech is not anti-American. Oops. But then we don't have free speech anymore. It's just whatever the fucking elites want to. Oh, and they want to rape your kids.
The most dystopian technologies continue to flow out of Israel, and they continue to flow because Israel is empowered by the U.S., and you have to maintain a system of apartheid built upon invasive and authoritarian technologies of controls. Therefore, no surprise the creators of Q.ai are veterans of Israel's genocidal military security state, or that the largest military in the U.S. sees these technologies as essential to its AI future. And while the story may be no surprise, we should never get used to technologies of apartheid and genocide, and the creators becoming embedded in our devices, our economies, and our lives. So if you please consider donating, blah blah blah. So there you go.
Don't forget, one of the biggest celebrities to support Israel is David Draymond from Disturbed.
Well, you pretty much have to support Israel. You want to be a celebrity.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, well, he was one of the people who signed the bombs.
Oh,
kill Palestine.
Oh, the bombs who we should literally drop on him. Okay, gotcha.
All right, so let's see. We have a few more minutes. Let's go to this one.
Oh, do you want to talk about Madani coming up with that homeless plan or whatever that is?
Oh yeah,
that is just a distraction. They are not going to clean up the streets.
Yeah.
No, not do anything about
that. No. I'm saying it's doing the same thing that Eric Adams and others did.
Yeah, Trump boasts about ramped up embargo on Cuba. There's no oil, no money, no anything.
No.
That's why they're not taking it over.
Yeah, speaking to reporters on Monday night, President Trump boasted of his ramped up embargo on Cuba, which was involved cutting off Venezuelan shipments to Mexico to end its oil exports, causing a major fuel shortages in the country. Cuba right now even have jet fuel for airplanes to take off, clogging up their runways, he said during a flight on Air Force One. Trump said his mission is talking with the Cuban government, though, according to Report News, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is blocking those talks, telling the president they are happening. So in other words, Marco Rubio is lying to Trump, claiming that they're talking in Cuba while they're really not. So if he's
Little
doing
Marco,
that, then
little Marco.
a source in the administration told Dropsite News that the AITA to be able to say in a few months the diplomacy of the Cuban government is futile and to push for U.S. regime change in Cuba. Dropsite News, it's at the news run by Ryan Grimm. Like,
Yeah,
is that what we're talking about here?
what-
That's the source they're using
He
for this
did that
story?
interview with that Iranian woman or whatever, and then he did propaganda. So yeah.
Oh God, I don't know how much. I mean, it sounds like something Marco Rubio would do, which is why I'm kind of taking the word for this. But Ryan Grimm is known to really lie about stories. So, we're talking to Cuba right now. We have Marco Rubio talking to Cuba right now. Trump said on Monday night, but they should absolutely make a deal because it's really a humanitarian threat.
Sean,
Even if diplomatic
I'm
talks are
sorry. Can
taking
you hang on a second,
place.
Angel? Sean.
But
Sean. Ball is not the issue. Ball was not an evil god. Okay, I don't care what the fucking Bible says. Sorry, I know there's two Christians, or there's one Jewish guy and one Christian guy here. Sorry. No, Ball was not the problem. Ball was actually worshipped by. Again, go to Whispers of the Craft, and I actually did a little short show on the history of Baal. Okay, who is an ancient god worshipped by Middle Eastern cultures, the Canaanites. Again, it's not the gods that are evil. Even Moloch was not evil. It was the people who put him in the Bible who said, "Oh, he's so evil." No, he was just worshipped by ancient cultures. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Angel, go ahead.
it's fine. Even if diplomatic talks are taking place, it's unclear what sort of agreement the U.S. wants, as Trump has not spelled out his demands of Havana. The president told reporters as long as a deal isn't reached, the embargo will continue. In the meantime, there's an embargo, there's no oil, there's no anything, he said. Responding to Trump's comments, the Cuban official pointed out the U.S. official typically deny the humanitarian damage the U.S. sanction causes. It is frequent for U.S. officials diplomatically. U.S. aggression is not responsible for difficulties in Cuba. In fact, they don't listen to their own president, including the chief diplomat in Havana. Deputy Foreign Minister Carlos F. Nicasio wrote on X. Trump was asked if he would consider carrying out an operation in Cuba similar to the attack which resulted in the kidnapping of President Nicolas Maduro. Quote, I don't want to answer that. Why would I answer that if I was? A very tough operation, you can figure, but I don't think that'll be necessary, he said. So there you go. I guarantee you that's the plan, that they're going to grab the Cuban president just like they did in Venezuela, and he'll face drug trafficking charges too, just like Maduro did. That's the book of the U.S. So,
Oh, I just saw the footage
No, Kurt.
of the Mr. McMahon crash.
A ballroom.
We'll probably discuss him on Pro
I just read
Wrestling
that it was on
Talk.
the same day that Hulk Hogan died.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
The Vince McMahon car
Vince's
crash
car
that we were
crash.
talking about.
Oh, yeah.
McMahon
It
car
was in the
crash.
morning, and then Hogan would die a couple of hours later. Yes.
Yeah.
So-
I forgot. I was supposed to do a segment.
Oh, right, you were. I was going to ask you whether you have it or not.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm going to change it up a little bit. It's Descent in Blooms. Babies were left in cars while ICE took their parents. This is what happened.
Hold on, could you share your screen or not?
Not without your
I
approval,
don't
my
know.
dear.
Hold on.
Hang on.
Yeah, just try to share.
Share.
I should get something here. Here it is. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. Are you done?
You gotta make that a
I'm
lot
sorry.
bigger.
Are you done with your segment?
Yeah, no. Go ahead. I don't have anything else, but that's too small. I can't see that.
Hold on. Is that too big?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you can see.
Make it
now.
a little
Okay.
bigger. You should make it a little bigger.
Okay, so welcome to Miss Witchy Hour. No, Mrs. Witchy is gonna do Descent in Bloom because she's fucking brilliant. And we should have her on the show more often. I'm trying. As the head booker of this show, I'm trying. And I think she does, like, she knocks it out of the park every time. And we've featured her articles before. So I'm going to give Angel's voice a rest here. And we're going to talk about this. So it began like any other spring night in Nashville. It happened on the weekend of May 4th, 2025. The city, never quite asleep, hummed quietly under a warm southern sky. Neon signs blinked across closed businesses. She writes like a novel. It's like, you know, a novel opening up to a novel here. A woman just finished a long shift. A man set his alarm for dawn. A mother made lunches for the next day. Yet just before midnight, in the migrant-heavy neighborhoods of southeast Davidson County, the lights started flashing. Troopers lined the streets, stopping cars after car. Not at checkpoints, not for DUIs, but for tail lights, rolling stops, turning too wide, small things, ordinary things, excuses to detain. By sunrise, buses rolled out of a Department of Homeland Security facility, buses not empty. Inside them sat 94 men and women pulled from their cars, their families, and their lives. And the city woke up 100 people smaller. Oops, sorry about that. I didn't expect that to come up. All right. The official report would later say it was about public safety. Okay, guys. No. They don't give a fuck about public safety. ICE is literally going after people so they can stop going after schools, so they can stop being called pedophiles. Again, why were they going after high schools or middle schools in the first place? Because they're fucking pedophiles. Okay. That the Tennessee Highway Patrol was assisting Immigrant and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, with targeted enforcement with 369 traffic stops over 48 hours. They detained 94 immigrants. Shut up, both of you. Like, you don't fuck up, okay? I'm kidding. They boasted how they arrested 4 criminals. My ass cheeks. Anyway, that 94 people were removed from the streets for the good of the community. No, you just wanted to fucking rape these people. Shame on you, ICE. So what about the other 90? Safety doesn't look like flashing lights and crying children. It doesn't look like women pulled from their cars while their babies sit in the back seat, still strapped into the booster seats with juice bottles in their laps. Yeah, okay, you do that to me, motherfucker, and I'll fuck you up. I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be ICE. You could be fucking President of the United States. You pull me out of my car and leave my kid stranded there, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Another one.
You just got knocked the fuck out.
That's right. You just got knocked the fuck out, man. Okay. No one talked about what happened in the minutes after someone is taken. After the troopers drive off, after the buses disappear down the highway, after the chaos recedes and the adrenaline wears off, what's left is the quiet. It's a car still idling, a car seat in the back, a wallet sitting on a dash, half of a breakfast sandwich on the floor still warm. Yeah, no one thinks about what happens after. And where are these people?
Yeah.
They just disappeared them. They literally disappeared them. You know why? Because they're putting them in detention centers that they have built for all of us poor people. Eventually, all of us poor people are literally going to be in these internment camps, or what they call internment camps. Okay, there are children too, some in the back seat. Again, if you leave my son, literally, I think this is so they can take the kids and sell them into sex slavery. Probably why they leave them there. Some dropped off at daycare, never picked up. Some waiting at the bus stops for parents who never arrived. And actually, you know, what's funny is, not funny, it's kind of sad, because I consider my son to be, you know, mature. He's 9 years old, right? If I'm not at the bus stop, or if my dad's not at the bus stop, shut up. I'm kidding. No, if there's not an adult to get my son off the bus, the bus driver, who I know very well because she used to work where we used to go to a restaurant. If there is not an adult present to pick my son up at the bus stop, she will not let my son off the bus. She would have to go around again and like wait until there is an adult there that's present. Now my son is the first one on in the morning, and then the last one off in the afternoon. No, he's the last one.
Yeah.
I think he's the last stop in the morning, and then the last stop in the evening too. Excuse me. Sorry. So again, if there is not an adult present, technically these bus drivers won't let these kids get off the bus. So if there's no parent there, guess what? Those kids, they will sit there and wait for an adult. Okay. And it's not that they don't trust, the bus driver doesn't trust me, but the one parent for one girl that goes to the bus stop, there's another little girl who's younger than my son, where her mom won't just show up. She'll just stand at her porch, right? Well, one time, the first time that happened, the bus driver actually said, "Is there an adult that she, can get off? I don't know if I should let her off." I said, "Well, you can let her with us. I know where she lives." And I mean, that was suffice enough. But I'm saying, like, if there's not an adult present, sometimes these bus drivers will not let the kids get off. And that it's for their own safety, right?
Yeah, it is.
So sorry about that. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if it's a good bus driver and there's no adult there to get their kids off of the bus, they won't let the kids get off the bus. And it's for their own safety. So, and these people don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck what happens to your kid. In fact, they're hoping that your kid literally gets picked up by an ICE agent so they can go rape them. That was my point. Okay. Anyway, you don't need to be a legal scholar to know this is wrong. You just need to be human. Okay. What makes a person illegal? We throw that word around like it means something simple, like it's black and white as a traffic sign. But in practice, it's anything but. What made someone a target during the national dragnet? What was the mechanism? What threshold has to be crossed? Because they were picking up legal people. If you looked foreign, okay? So they were, ICE was claiming this. You looked foreign, you basically were just picked up. They didn't give a fuck if you had a birth certificate or not. They didn't care if you had a social security number or not.
Yep. If
They're just going to send you back because you fucking look, well, no offense, Angel, Latino. Or Latina.
Yeah, even if you looked brown, they just pick you up. Doesn't matter you're a citizen or not. They figure out eventually they release you in 2 weeks, but they'll release you eventually if you're lucky. And they realize, oh shit, he's a citizen. Okay, just leave him there leave him outside there. Good luck trying to get home, by the way, because we drove you 500 miles away from your home. So
yeah, I mean, and they're taking these people without passports. So if they try to get back into the country, guess what? You don't have your fucking passport. Okay. What threshold had to be crossed? Was it a database, a face scan, a hunch? What if someone didn't have ID with them? Would you? Right. I mean, if I'm walking around, what was the one guy was just walking around. I was watching a YouTube video, I think. And it was basically this guy was walking with his son at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. But they were just taking a walk, right? And so the cop fucking stops them and says, "Where's your ID?" If I'm walking outside, even if it's in an alleyway, I'm not going to fucking have my ID. And I don't need it. Okay? If I'm walking with my son because we're walking to get exercise or maybe get some air, I know, God is forbid, we'd actually walk around our fucking neighborhood and go get some fucking air. Oh, you have air in your house, right? The fuck you. I'm not going to walk around with my fucking ID, and if you don't like it, go suck a dick. I don't care. Okay. So, if you didn't have ID, basically you were picked up. Again, if you looked foreign and you didn't have ID, no offense, Angel, but I mean, they could do it to you too. Angel, you take a walk somewhere and they stop you, and guess what? You don't have your ID with you when you walk, do you?
Not always.
Not always. Exactly. Is PA a stop in ID state? No, it is not. So if a cop stops me because I'm walking with my son, guess what? I don't have to ID myself because I'm not doing any fucking thing wrong. I'm walking with my son. Yes, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, but I am with my son. I am an adult walking with my son. There is no crime going on here. So if someone, to answer your question, Sean, no, it is not. And if a police officer does stop me and says I have to identify myself, I will look at him and say, PA is not an ID state. I do, as long as I'm not doing a crime, I am not doing anything wrong, so I don't have to identify myself. Am I free to go? And if they say yes, then bye, fuck you, go fuck yourself. If they say yes, I'll say, and exactly what crime am I committing? Why am I being stopped?
And they'll say resisting or refusal to
Resisting what?
identify.
I'm not doing anything wrong. Right.
That's what they always use. Usually,
that's what they always use.
Refusing to identify.
That's what they use. Yes, but what I would tell them at that point is, what exactly am I being detained for? Because they have to give you a reason, and they'll say resisting.
Yeah, they have to.
And I'll say, how am I resisting? You and I are talking. There is no resisting. Well, you won't give us your ID because I don't have to, because I am not doing a crime. I am not committing a crime. I am not doing anything that you think is suspicious. You stopped me because it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm taking a walk with my son. That is not a crime, last time I checked. And I will pull it up on the PA laws that walking with your son at 6 o'clock in the morning is not a fucking crime. So if you piggies, and I will say this, if you piggies don't like it, you can go suck a dick. Am I free to go? That's all you have to say, really. And they'll be like, yeah.
Or hold on.
Or they'll wrestle me to the ground and fuck me up, you know.
You must reasonably articulate a crime I'm being suspected of. That's the law enforcement jargon there, which
and
they can't.
Walking around at 6 a.m. like this guy was doing with his son, because that's what they always did. You know, they always walk around in the morning to get exercise and get fresh air and stuff. And that's what the guy said to the cop. And he was very calm and cool. The thing is, I would not be so calm and cool. I would have to try to be. Okay, so it would be like, why did you stop me? Am I free to go? Why am I being detained? Because I have a right to know. And I'm not resisting. How am I resisting? Please tell me. Explain to me, officer. Piggy. No. Please explain to me, police officer, why I'm being detained. I am not doing anything wrong. There is no crime here. Well, we're just looking out for your safety. I'm looking out for my son's safety. I don't need a grown adult to tell me, another grown adult, how to stay safe. Okay? I don't need your advice. Okay? I don't need any of that stuff. Thank you for caring about my safety, which you don't fucking really give a fuck, but I can take care of myself. I am an adult. I am taking care of my son, who is not an adult.
Yeah.
It's not like the 9-year-old, my 9-year-old, was walking around with no adult present. What does that say?
Covered up what you were reading. Sorry.
No. What did that say? Read it, Angel.
Oh, Angel, most are meatheads. They can't even think of a reason. You throw that out there and they know. Give up.
Yeah, well, that's what they want you to do. But if you know your laws, and you can look it up and look up, oh God, I can't remember the guy's name. He's Jeff something or other. It's like Hampton Law Associate or something. He tells you if a cop stops you, you do not have to give him, if you are in a no ID state, which Pennsylvania is one, because I looked on his little chart, but you can look it up. If you are in a no ID state and a cop stops you and you're not doing anything wrong, then you have a right to say, officer, I am not doing anything. Am I being detained? If they say no, am I free to go? And if they say, yes, you're free to go, you can go.
I checked New Jersey. New Jersey is not a stop and identify state. Okay,
there
good.
If you're walking down the street,
you don't have to identify yourself.
Your nephew's under 18, right?
He turned 18. He got turned 19.
So let's just say he was 17. Okay, you and your nephew are walking down the street, and a cop stops you and says, "Hey, what are you two doing? It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're walking." Okay, last time I checked, walking
Hey, I'm
wasn't a crime.
walking.
Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking. You have a right to say, officer, am I free to go or am I being detained? And then you put the ball in his court and he has to look like an idiot. But also make sure that you videotape everything so that if he does take you to jail, you have backup that says you were calm, cool, and collected. You knew your rights and you asked him if you were free to go. You already established that you were not doing any crimes and you weren't, you weren't doing anything wrong. So are you free to go? Know your laws, know your state laws too. All right, back to the article. Sorry, we got off on a tangent there. If a plainclothes ICE agent pulled you over and asked you to prove your citizenship right now, could you? No. Well, yeah, I could. I have a driver's license, but again, it's none of his fucking business. If I am not doing a crime, even if I didn't look like a white girl, let's just say I didn't look like a white girl. I looked like a Latina. Okay, bitch, I'd probably be a lot louder than that.
Yeah.
I'm stereotyping. I shouldn't do that. But no, I'd have a lot more attitude. Okay. But if I wasn't a white girl and someone pulled me over just for that, first of all, that's not a crime. To not have your driver's license or your birth certificate, your social security card, or your passport. Again, I don't have a passport because I ain't been out of the United States. But if I don't carry my birth certificate with me. I don't carry my social security card with me. That's in my house, safe in my house. Okay, locked up in a safe because my dad made me lock it up. So again, I don't have that stuff with me, and I don't have to prove nothing. You don't have to prove nothing. Tell these people to go fuck themselves. Okay. Again, ICE agents are nothing but literally, they think they are privileged police officers. They are not. Okay. More of this. And if you didn't, then what? Would they let you go? Well, they better, because if they don't, then guess what? They're going to get fucked up. Not by me, by my dad and my husband. Trust me, my husband will make an example of them. No doubt about that. Okay. So, or would you become a question mark in a system that doesn't wait for the answer? Right. Because we're used to American cops who shoot first and ask questions later. And ICE is doing the same fucking thing. We saw it in Minneapolis with Renee Good. We also saw it with Alex Brivaldi. No. What the hell's his name?
Not
Freddie or
Presti.
Prarty or
Freddie.
something.
I covered it on my show a few weeks ago. I forgot his name already. Isn't that? But yeah,
Right.
same thing with him. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've seen that in Minnesota already, and Portland, where they've killed people who looked at them wrong. So these are the kind of people, like cops in America too, who ask questions or shoot first and then ask questions later when everyone's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Okay.
as Erica Kirk would say, stop asking questions.
Exactly, stop asking questions, right? Because here's what no one will admit. It's not about what you have. It's about what they assume. Okay. If you're white, the assumption is innocent. If you're not, the assumption is foreign, suspicious, removable. If you're brown and don't speak English fast enough, then your future is a coin toss. Yes, it is.
That literally
process
happened.
is dying.
I'm interrupting.
No, go ahead.
But
go ahead.
I literally saw a nice video. Some young girl was recording, and her mother was trying to speak English, but stumbled through her words and stuff. And she's a citizen, and that's all I needed to grab her, throw her on the ground, fuck her up, and arrest her. Like that literally is true because she was brown too. So she's like she stumbled over words, and that was it. That's all it took. Boom! Like they're right on top of her.
But
So
I
they didn't
think,
give her.
Go ahead.
They didn't even give her like a few seconds. Like, you're in front of cops. You're nervous. You're gonna stumble. Even I would
remember
stumble.
AOC is not for what is it? Getting rid of ICE or whatever that term is called. I don't
She
know.
took down Abolish ICE from her website.
Abolish ICE, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
she took it. She had it on her website, but she took it down recently. So
Of
it's like,
course,
yeah,
because she is a dick sucker too. You know, they
She's
all
running for-
they all
And
suck
she
it.
spoke at the Munich conference recently.
yeah, which I covered last week, and she's definitely running for president now. That's official. Well, why would she go to Munich if she's not running for president? But go
Well,
ahead.
they basically wanted to play the game that all the politicians do. And she's a fucking pedophile too. There's no sorry. there is no doubt in my mind that she's a dick sucker too, and she also is a pedophile. She has to be in those files somewhere.
She gladly took photos with Joe Biden wearing the same sunglasses.
And again,
Yes,
he's a pedophile too. So I'm
he's
not
a
really
giant
shocked
man.
that she is where she is. She sucked a lot of dick and screwed a lot of kids to get there. Trust me, they got something on AOC. She's now a part of that club. You know,
Well, you can thank Nancy Pelosi for that. Remember, she was.
We can thank the fact that she went to Washington for it. Yeah. I mean, when you go to Washington, you will do something where you will get blackmailed. That is like the initiation. That's what I think, anyway.
Plus, her voice is so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really count on her voice. I count on the fact that she literally became, as Kyle Kalinske said, it was Washington brain. No, she became a part of that club. It's a big club, but he ain't.
Yeah, it's ironic because Kyle moved to Washington. Now he has DC brain as well. So just like AOC does.
He dyed his hair blonde. He wears earrings.
Yeah, he's a terrible. He looks like crap. But all right,
he looks like a Ken doll with blonde hair. Okay, due process is dying in broad daylight. We're raised to believe that due process is a sacred thing, a right, a bedrock principle of American life. But that illusion dies quickly when the school bus slides shut. Bus doors slide shut. Sorry. None of the people detained in Nashville were given trials that day, of course, because you're guilty now until proven innocent. There were no public defenders, no court dates, no press, no crime. The only crime was that they looked foreign. But the thing is, people have to realize that with these deaths in Minneapolis, okay, they're killing anybody. If you try to help someone who they're trying to detain, they're going to kill you because you have no right to stand up for your community or stand up for your neighbors or stand up for your friends. How dare you stand up against the rich people who want to take advantage of these people? How dare you? That's what they think. They hate you. Oh, how dare you stand up for your community? How dare you stand up for your neighbors? That's the problem with rich people. They don't want us to stick up. They do not want us to rise up against them. Even if we are just trying to help our neighbors out. Okay. Just a traffic stop, a question, a judgment, and a cage. That's all these people are getting. And I should say that's kind of better than what people who are sticking up for them are. They're just getting shot and killed.
Yeah.
Alex, not you, Alex, not little brother Alex, but Alex Parvati, I think was his name.
What's his name? Alex not Presti, is it?
It's not. I don't think it's Alex.
Wasn't it Alex?
Hold on, let me. It's in my archive. I mean, I covered this, and I forgot the poor guy's name. Where is he? Alex Preddy. That's his name.
Preddy. Okay, so Alex Preddy.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I saw
it. The thing is, I think that people are starting to wake up and realize that it's not just ICE and it's not just people who look foreign who are being, it's literally the people who stick up for them. And again, and they're as white as you and I are, Alex. They're getting killed. They're getting killed because they're standing up. All Alex Preddy was doing.
Preddy. It's P-R-E-T-T-I.
All Alex Preddy was doing was defending a woman who had been pushed on her ass. Yeah. She'd been pushed down by an ICE agent, and he was helping her up, and they killed him.
And they kept saying he had a gun, but he never had a gun.
He was disarmed by them.
Yeah, they were he was disarmed.
I remember
They literally took the gun away
the
and then shot
conservative-
at him.
I remember all the or maybe at least most of the conservatives, they're against guns now.
Yes.
All of a sudden,
because Daddy Trump said it. Oh, Daddy Trump. Okay, I'll give up my gun for Daddy Trump. Didn't I say this at the beginning of this election season? That if the right wingers who said, "Well, you can take my gun for my cold dead fingers," they literally, if Trump said, "Give up your gun tomorrow," yes, Daddy Trump. Yes, I'll give up my guns for you. I love you, Daddy Trump. That's exactly what fucking happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Remember
they
when
literally said you will.
Remember
they
when
said to Biden. Sorry, they said to Biden. Biden, you can have my gun for my cold dead fingers. But Trump, oh, Daddy Trump, I'll give up anything for you. Have my gun.
Literally,
Remember
the president.
He gladly admitted, it's like, yeah, it's my boot. You know, I voted for this. Or remember when he said that?
Yeah, literally, the president said, "Oh, he had a gun. That's bad. He had a gun. He deserved to be shot in the leg because he had a gun."
I tell you, it's really. By the way, the way he's speaking, he's just not sounding very good now. You know,
I agree.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
And it's
go for cannot vote. Yes, I agree. They are building those camps not for illegals. They're building those camps for us poor people.
You can't vote out fascism. Who looks like it says? Okay, thank you for that. It's true.
I think that's Sola Moon. So blessed be to her.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to this because we keep going off on tangents.
We got to wrap up. It's like 9:02, so let's try to get through this.
All right, so this
hate to
will be the
rush
last.
you, but
Yeah, this will be the last thing. Okay. They were transferred without public notice, without warning. Their names withheld. Their families left behind to panic, to guess, to beg for scraps of information from bureaucracies that will not answer their phones. This is what happens when enforcement replaces justice. This is what happens when states like Tennessee partner with federal agencies that thrive on speed, secrecy, and fear. Okay. Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. And I want to read more of Dissent and Bloom's articles. I'd like to do another segment next week. I just totally forgot I had one this week. I was like, oh shit!
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I would have let you start earlier, but I was like, wait, doesn't Witchy says she had a segment? She didn't mention it. It was 8:30. It's like, let me see if she has a segment. So, all right, yeah. So that's a great segment. Hope we can do more next week. Real quick before we do go, I do have the Mamdani story. He is, I can't speak English now, so this applies.
In English. What are you gonna do?
Like this applies to me. It's like it applies to me. So there you go. So Mamdani discovers common sense homelessness sweep. By the way, it's probably more of a conservative publication. This first one I found. So late December, Mayor Lex Zoran Mamdani pledges his incoming administration would avoid doing homeless encampment sweeps. As 2 months later, the mayor's reverse course. Mamdani's administration, like all prior ones, will use sweeps to address street homelessness. Mamdani's decision follow on. Mamdani's decision followed on the heels of recent cold snap, which roughly 20 people died. Several of them were homeless. Initially, insisted that since no one died in the encampment, his homeless policy was fundamentally sound. And then,
again, these are people who don't give a fuck about the homeless.
Score one for the Independent Press post sustained criticism on Mamdani's policy.
How many more times are these so-called progressives going to continue to fall for this shit again?
Every fucking time,
Mamdani,
because Mamdani and other people like him say stuff
AOC.
That makes their dicks hard, and so they get up about it.
It's Mamdani, AOC, Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago. I mean, there's so many of these like left wingers. The mayor of Seattle, what's her name? I forget her name. Katie something, who just became mayor of Seattle. I forget her name right now. She's like 40 years old. And and the right wing criticized her never having a real job. So that's her. I forget her name right now.
Wilson.
Katie Wilson. Yeah, thank you. She's another one of these like fake left wing progressives who backpedal from most of their campaign promises.
But
Most
we
communities in
just gotta get
America,
the press is in Washington, and we'll eventually figure it out, right?
eventually, most communities in America these days are news deserts. Community members follow and debate local affairs like kind of an oral culture, using Facebook or some other social media platform without any meaningful contribution from journalists. Californians do use social media to organize against encampment. The process is far less inefficient than one directed by professionally run news outfits. The quality of sheer amount of local press coverage makes New York not just bigger than other cities, but different. Both New York and Chicago have recently seen a left-wing mayor succeed an unpopular centrist. But since taking office in May 2023, Brandon Johnson has consistently seen outmatched by the job. That is true, by the way. Johnson's been terrible. Mamdani's fitness for office remains to be seen, but he has yet to demonstrate a sure hand politically or militarily. Flip-flopping is a bad practice for inexperienced politicians, blah, 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 who enjoy limited trust from agency leadership in the rank and file. Though mid-February, the Mamdani administration had fielded over 3,300 encampment complaints, while issuing no clear guidance to personnel how to respond. One wonders how much tolerance socialist legendarily faction probe tribe will have for other Mamdani departures from their agenda. Trying to put a good spin on things, the mayor is claiming that after taking office, he simply paused sweeps to allow responsible reassessment of the protocol, and that resuming them was always part of the plan. That's not what he said. He's a liar. Left-wing advocates who leapt to defend Mamdani's anti-sweep policy only days before he abandoned it described the reversal of another broken promise. Again, you morons. Politicians break promises. They always will do it, and they always have done it.
Come get one, guys.
So again, you get the point. You know, what I mean, he's breaking his promises. He's just like any other shit out there. So it's just amazing to me how these left wingers in particular are running around defending their favorite politicians, whether it was Tim Walz or AOC or Mamdani or Brandon Johnson or Katie Wilson or whoever, Gavin Newsom, John Fetterman. Before he became a right-wing Democrat, at the time he was loved by left-wing progressives. Another one they would defend. So they go from politician to politician to politician. Okay, this is our great hope. Oh no, he's a traitor. This is our next great hope. He's a traitor too. He betrayed us. This is our next great hope.
It's the definition of insanity.
Keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for this week because it's already 9:08 and I do have to go. But I do want to thank everybody for watching Angel in the Afternoon. I expect to do Pro Wrestling Talk tomorrow at 8, where we're going to bring up. Did you know Janelle Grant had a press conference today?
Yes, I was just about to announce that, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to.
No, we'll probably cover that. I'll probably cover that tomorrow since not much happened in wrestling this week. So it's been kind of like a bleh.
I'll be on at 9 Eastern.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll cover that tonight or tomorrow night. I mean, because nothing happened in wrestling really this week. It's more like bleh. So I need something to talk about. So Janelle Grant came out. It's perfect.
Let's give something to talk about.
We'll also talk about. Let's also watch Vince McMahon's crash in the police body cam for reaction. We'll do that too tomorrow. And that'll be the show tomorrow.
Talking about the limo explosion from years ago.
Even though that is edited, if you watch really carefully, you can see where it was edited.
You can see the cut there.
But... Oh man, I just saw it. I saw a really cool meme. Let me go backwards here. Hold on. La, 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 la. Okay. Our government be like, yes, we are pedophiles, and yes, we eat children. Yes, aliens are real. Yes, taxes are due in April.
Yeah.
And the Dow is over 50,000.
Right?
Yeah, thank you. You cannot vote out fascism. Thank you. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We'll be talking about Janelle Grant's press conference and watching the Vince McMahon crash tomorrow. So check that out if you guys are interested in that. Like and subscribe for more. We're going to see you guys next Friday for Angel in the Afternoon. By the way, there is a possibility that the U.S. may attack Iran again. I mean, that's a rumor song on X.
That's inevitable.
So if that does happen, depending what happens, I may have to scrap Pro Wrestling Talk and do that. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I do want to talk about, the Janelle Grant, Vince McMahon drama and the crash. So
Well,
let's get away from politics for a bit. But
I tagged you on her statements, so they have her talking, and I
yeah, I
tagged
saw
you.
that.
Yeah.
I saw it's like a 15-minute press conference she did, but this is like a little clip of it I saw. But she looks totally different in the picture they kept putting out there in the press. I'm like, whoa, is that her?
Well, they only
It's
but they only had one picture, I think, because she didn't really want herself public.
Yeah, it's like it's a photo from, I'm not sure how long ago it was, or it was a recent photo. It's just that she had all this makeup on, so but she's like a completely different person. But yeah, so that'll be tomorrow. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Have a nice weekend, and we'll see you next Friday. Goodbye.
Next Friday, y'all.
See ya.